Hello, my name is Dominic Underhallhouse and welcome to another episode of Moonbreaker. In today's episode we're going to be looking at a list that we did look at previously a couple of days ago. We've made a slight tweak to it and we're going to be trying it out and seeing if it's any better, and that is a version of our Astra rapid fire list. So the one thing you'll notice here is we haven't got a Maximus. We're not playing Maximus in this list. The reason being is that our turn 1 play most of the time is going to be a Cinder Orb, which means that on turn 2 we should have 4 Cinder, and that means that we've got an option of playing either Deadeye, Rickety Backfire or Taria Arsenal on turn 2, any 2 of the 3 if we need to. And the other option is we could also play Shrapnel. So Shrapnel being good into multiple early units, you're just trying to get good AoE, especially if people are sending melee units our way. This is a really good roadblock as well. So following up from that, we previously had Chuck and Co, but this time we're actually going to try running Axl Pyro. So Axl Pyro being very squishy is usually a bit of an issue in these sort of lists. However, with the ability for Astra to give him charge, we can get that burn damage and the 2 damage initially. So essentially this is 3 damage in an AoE for 1 Cinder, and it's just going to get more and more value from there. So it's a really useful tool, and with it only costing 1 Cinder to activate, essentially it's only 6 Cinder to play and activate with charge in 1 turn. So this is going to be really useful here. Our end game, we've got Florio Lancer to try and bombard things. We've also got Nectarvine for a little bit of longevity. And our other option here, we've chosen Crosshair. The reason being is that Switchback is probably one of the other options we can consider, or maybe go for something early game like a Beatrice to block walls off and things like that. But I find that Crosshair, without having a Cinder cost, and also that we've got multiple 2-drops early, so without a Cinder cost to her abilities, this is a really good play of just getting additional damage up we might not otherwise gain access to. And with Taria, we can basically build our own Switchback anyway. So we're going to jump into some games, hopefully have a bit of fun with this. I'm really curious to see how Axl Pyro can do, so I think it's something a lot of people aren't expecting, and hopefully we can have some fun with it. If you like the video, or if you like all the content that we're bringing out so far, please remember to hit that subscribe button. It really does mean a lot to me, and other than that, I'll see you once we're back in the game. Okay, we've just pulled up into our first game. We're going to see what we're coming up against and see if this little tweak here that we've made can help us, stave off that early aggro. I did notice in the previous games it was aggro that was where we were having a bit of an issue. Ooh, an all black Extilior. That's quite cool. I've seen people do all mono-coloured units before, and for some reason it kind of looks quite nice. It gives you that like plastic model kind of feel. Okay, let's see what our assist options are from here. I mean, Stim Burst and Vortex seems great, especially versus an Extilior, as does Nano Shield and Ion Storm, but these look good to me. I mean, they're going to be pretty safe. We've got quite a lot of sort of longevity, so we need to be able to move away. Nano Shield and Ion Storm is close, but I want to try the movement assist. I'm more of a movement player anyway. Oh, against Mori 4C. I've played against Mori before a few times. Maybe that's why I recognise the skin. Or paint job, rather. So, wherever they go, we need to be careful of them being able to potentially steal our Cinder Orbs. So we can just pop back here, I think is relatively safe. Take our pot shot here. We did miss. So they can probably get line of sight to us here, but I don't think they can get any way of coming over to our Cinder if we just place it down here. Now what we're looking for is this little pillar here. We just want it to turn off, because if it turns off that means we're not going to steal the Cinder ourselves. There we go. So even with a Stim Burst here, they shouldn't be able to steal the Cinder. They might be able to shoot it away, but we've got Stim Burst and Second Wind here, so we've got potentially 6 Cinder next turn, and if we need to we could even just get Astra into range, haste Axl Pyro out, and just try and take out Maximus pretty much straight away. But okay, so with them being cautious here, I think what it leaves me more inclined to do is to just take the 4 Cinder and place out a Shrapnel, say somewhere quite aggressively. That's what I like to, without trapping myself against any walls, and then use our remaining 2 Cinder. Now we can just bring out another Cinder Orb, but I think I want to just go for more and more pressure on the board. So this is what we're going to do. We get the additional Cinder every 2 turns anyway. We've got a Vortex Beam coming. We can potentially take out Maximus next turn. Oh, this is the Bikini Maximus, I remember. What a ridiculous paint job. It's made me giggle last time as well. So yeah, we've got a good position here to be able to get some damage through. I'll follow up next turn, so we could just play Axl Pyro. I'm most likely to play Taria and gain a Cinder Orb, and maybe place it up here near Taria so she can take it, especially if Extilior stays further back. And with our Vortex, okay, so interesting enough, this now means we should in theory only take 1 damage here, because yeah, this should do armor. Yeah, we go. So without a crit, Corrosive only does 1 damage now to each unit. Get the little particle animation. Okay, so they're going to pull themselves there. Depending on where they deploy something, we might say move this way and pull them into here. Get a big shrapnel shot off, which could be nice, especially with their stim burst. Depends on what they deploy and where. Something all the way back here is interesting. Oh, they're going straight for a Florio. Well, that's very interesting. So what I think that means is that we have to start just running in and applying pressure. And we're going to do exactly that.
Heard every excuse.
So let's stim burst everyone.
How about this?
And I think we're going to be just short of getting into range of Florio here. However, we may be able to actually... So this is going to be a bad shot regardless. So we're fine with just moving this over. We're not going to buff ourselves. We're just going to take the shot. 0%. I maybe should have seen if there was anything else.
Don't worry.
We're going to use
the tree gave
Shrapnel
us these.
all the way over here. And we're fine putting Shrapnel in harm's way, by the way, because Shrapnel is just such a tough character to kill. We're going to pull Florio out as far as we can. We might be able to get Onyx Studio here, but it's very unlikely at 4%. There we go, we pick that up. Go for a similar approach over here. We did get that as well. And then I think here, maybe we even just want to place Taria a bit further forward. In fact, we want Taria to be further away from other things for varying reasons. And then let's just grow Cinder up here so Deadeye can take it if they need to. Yeah, I think this seems reasonable. We need to get that Florio dead pretty quickly. So, interesting in the current meta, taking out a Florio is super important. So we need to just keep putting that pressure on as fast as we can. It might even get to a point where I'm actually considering hasting a Rickety Backfire out and giving it Taria's Arsenal just to get the ranged attacks over here. Yeah, so we've spaced out fairly nicely. They can get 2 here, but that's the best they can get. But then Maximus could probably kill Taria actually, so that was probably a misplay. Yeah, this gave them quite a nice option here. Maximus being able to take out Taria with using 1 miss. Okay, we did get a miss. That's very lucky on our side, to be completely honest. Probably didn't deserve that, but it means we can keep applying pressure here. They haven't got good angles on things.
Meditating.
So
Ingredients: sugar or random hormones.
we don't have enough Cinder for anything, so we're blocked here anyway. So Deadeye can just... we can't actually get to it. That's pretty awkward.
The tree gave us
So what we can do, in fact... What can we do? Maybe Deadeye just has to go for a shot themselves. Bring Taria... Can we get Taria into line of sight and in range here? No. Does she have line of sight here anyway? No. So we just Taria back. We're going to be slightly out of range here. Unfortunately. There we go. This gets us into range. So we can... Oh, we're actually out of range everywhere. We've kind of messed this up a little bit, I'll be honest. We need to hit these. Oh wow, we hit both. Well, this just put us at risk here for no reason. Astra can just pop back here. We got to 5 Cinder. And I think here... We probably actually just want to play Crosshair. No, let's go with our own Florio. Give them the same pressure they've just applied to us. And let's shoot this. Given that the game's a captain race, we might as well take that shot here. We've got a good move next turn. Taria's going to die here, that's fine. She got what we needed to with Deadeye being able to take out Florio there. Okay, so now because we've got Shrapnel here, we can actually just Stim Burst, run away, and start chunking damage down over here. We probably want to see if we can do anything about this Maximus. But I feel we're in a pretty good spot. We've both lost 1 crew. The one they've lost is probably slightly more valuable than ours, but ours is still very useful. So maybe it could even be time for a Nectarvine next turn. Just like place a Cinder Orb here, protect it, and go over with a Nectarvine to defend our front line, but...
Want to borrow my panic beacon?
Sabria. Okay, I'm not too worried about Sabria. I do think we need to start worrying about Maximus at some point. Moving over here is nice, because it means that we've actually got better options with Shrapnel to keep Shrapnel away. So I think they probably want to stay near, yeah.
Eager to please.
So let's go with another big old speed boost. Can we get Astra in there as well? Not quite. So we're just going to have to go with these two.
Gotta try this.
So honestly, I think we just pop back here and take our longest shot possible.
Aye. Yeah, myself.
Which we miss anyway, that's fine.
Overcompensating?
Can we get anywhere with Astra? So we can into the breach a Rickety just to take out our Maximus. Which doesn't seem great. We could just play Crosshair. Or we can bombard something. I actually think maybe just taking the pot shots here, taking a bit of damage as and when we can is quite nice. Astra doesn't have any good shots here either. I'll tell you what, I think we actually just move Astra towards Maximus and maybe even just deploy something in his direction. The other option is, can we get... Maybe we even just Nectarvine, but I think we're just going to Crosshair over here. Let's do this.
Feel for cup holders.
Move Florio. Let's do it this way. Okay, so I'm not really sure what the correct plays are here.
At your
But
service.
we want to give ourselves... Okay, we are just out of range. I thought we would be in range by a little bit, but we're just out, which is perfect. So maybe it'll hit us, but... Okay, it does hit us, that's fine. I thought we would be in range for that, so that doesn't surprise me at all. The interesting thing here is with Crosshair coming down here, what I might actually want to do is just bring ourselves this way, place a Nectarvine over here, and look to start dealing damage over here. Again, Corrosive only dealing 1 damage is just a worse version of Blink at the moment. And here we can actually really get good value out of our Rickety Backfire, because Rickety can just come over here and, in conjunction with Astra, just kill Maximus. Or even just with... I wonder what they're going to play with Sabria. Oh, sorry, we'll play with their captain, so we can use Crosshair to come and steal it, or kill it. Okay, so they're just going for a... What is this? It feels like they were measuring something. Maybe it's just trying to hide as best as possible. That could absolutely be it. What's their play? Because they've got plenty of units left. They need to keep it away from Crosshair, but not something that just dies to everything we've got to offer here. This could be a Rickety turn and just go all in.
Let me at them.
Okay, so that's a Beatrice. We're not worried about Beatrice. She doesn't do any damage. So, can we get damage where we need to? What do we want to do?
Get heavier.
Extilior's range is over here, so I think if we just go something like this, we can push a lot of damage through quite quickly.
Good ammo.
So maybe we just do that. Okay, missing is not ideal. We've got no real good targets here, so let's push damage in here.
Impacting efficiency.
I think we are going to into the breach Rickety here because we can do Pyro the following turn.
We need your expertise.
Can we pull Beatrice in range here? Let's see if this works. It doesn't, but that's fine. We don't need it to. We just need to be defending other things. Let's make this hard for Maximus. We're going to ozone ourselves.
I'm having fun.
Smart, huh?
Get that line of sight that we've just ruined for ourselves. Getting some extra cinder. We've used our attack here, so let's just play out. Actually, let's play nothing. I think we're okay here.
My dad would not approve.
So Rickety's done his job. He's going to die. We've got Axl coming for potentially 3 damage next turn. We've got Florio. We're going to have 10 cinder and stim burst. I feel pretty good here. I think that there's a very reasonable chance that we just kill their captain next turn, especially with Astra plinking this out of the way. Yeah, I feel good here. I think we've got a very good chance of winning this. We don't have to rush too much. We don't have to risk anything. We've got 4 and 6 cinder for what we need. Yeah, we should be good here. As long as we can get a good hit with anything, we're pretty much solid. We'll even just hit with Astra at pretty much point blank range here,
Respect all.
Okay, so this is toner, so it does heal them. That doesn't change anything. They should have left. Actually, it doesn't really matter. Sometimes, though, that actually comes off with a one hit. So, can we burst this down? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, potentially we can burst this down.
Don't worry.
But we'll just see how
the tree
this
gave
interaction
us
works first.
Rookie mistake.
Okay, so it only takes 1 out. That's fine.
Today's recruits.
So we need Deadeye to hit. 8. So then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we should have this if we can get good lines of sight. 93 should do it. Perfect. Hit the bombard. Into the breach. Axl Pyro.
Wake up and smell
And
the
flame them
cinder.
to death. Perfect. That was a hard fought game, but it was a good one. Ah, well done, Moriforci. That was a really good, really good sort of board state to end up in. It was just that we did have the ability to turn on the captain at the right point in time. Unlike some of my other videos where I've done it a turn early or a turn late, here I was able to actually turn exactly when it feels like it was the perfect opportunity to do so. So I think that worked out well. Axl Pyro we could have played earlier. I do think maybe we could have actually taken a turn to kill Maximus and stop taking damage, make them use other resources to kill Rickety, that sort of thing. But all in all, I think that was a pretty good game. So we're going to jump back into another one. Oh wow, got one already. No need to even worry about that. Maybe it's Moriforci again, and we can see if we can come up with a similar result. It is. So that's us. Always a good start. And is it? Okay, we're against a Zac, so we've got a completely different matchup here. Now, what do we want? I like all of these. These are actually some of the best combinations of assists I've ever seen. Genuinely tempted just to screenshot that. What do I pick? I think Disruptor's more powerful than Vortex, but Stun's slightly more than Nano Shield. But I think Disruptor Nano Shield's what we're going to take. Stim Burst is very good. Oh, it's Moriforci again with a different list. Very interesting. Okay, with them playing super safe already. Yes, there's the Maximus. We're just going to do the same. Throw our Cinder. And again, just as close as we can get while it's still being safe. Next turn, 6 Cinder again. Potentially you can haste something out if we need to. This could be a situation where we haste out a Shrapnel depending on where Maximus moves to. Because if we can just move here, place a Shrapnel here and sort of charge up this way, especially if they put Zax in range as well. Like if Zax just moves straight in our direction here, and Maximus moves over here, say, I think we actually do just haste out a Shrapnel and start just chipping that damage out immediately. If Max goes this way, it's different, but up here, that would be something we'd go for. So he's gone over there. So we're obviously picking this up, but we want to move here so that we have good line of sight. What do we want to do? So their movement range will be to here, slightly further. I think we can just try the Shrapnel. I'm curious as to whether it works. This might not be the best play, but getting Shrapnel out there, especially if we can get a line that would hit both of them, would be perfect. That looks like it should, but we don't have quite the angle, so just take the shot on the smaller unit. Missed anyway, so that was a waste of 2 Cinder there, basically. We could have just deployed here and deployed a Deadeye. But it's fine. We've got Disruptor to group things next turn, and we can start trying to get some damage dealt with our Shrapnel. Make some good use of her. It's going to be a little bit more awkward now because we did just waste that Cinder. We could have actually had a full other unit, which could have led us to potentially killing Maximus next turn. Now we're in a much, much worse spot, but it's not the end of the world. We've got good angles still. Oh, if they're coming over here, we will probably just have to pivot and deal with whatever this is. Yeah, over here is also bad because it means we can AoE with Shrapnel. They've got no good angles. They're just running away here. So again, this really brings out the idea that Deadeye would have been a far better option. Now, if they place something in somewhere that we can move the two together with Disruptor and hit it with Shrapnel, like these two, then we should absolutely do that. We probably want to move Zax out of the smoke rather than this into it, obviously. But this could be a really good turn for us. And this could even be a situation where we either play Deadeye and an Orb, or just Axl Pyro. Try and save us here. If they place here, I don't know if I like it.
I'm the
Oh, it's
crude's
Esley as
cutter.
well. Interesting. Oh, they play two things.
Let's set the stage.
Okay, so
Now we're talking.
sure. So first of all, let's give them a present.
Gotta try this.
That should now be touching.
They're
Perfect.
always surprised.
So we can just pop ourselves into here, try and get a shot off. In fact, what we should do
Dad
really
taught me to share.
is go for the low percentage reduction on Talia first,
Yep.
then go for this, which is still a pretty good shot. We
Sure.
did hit the one we wanted to. That's the most important thing there. And so in that case, I think we just pop a Deadeye down over here. And maybe even just a Cinder Orb in the corner. I think this is a pretty good situation to be in here. We've got
Celebrate.
SD down to 2, Talali's dead. We've got a Cinder Orb to pick up, we've got 2 units on the battlefield. I think we're in a great spot. So
Stretching
almost
my
no matter
hands.
what, Esley should be dead next turn. Don't think they've even got any good lines of sight here either. Okay, so this grav disc might mean that Esley can sneak around somewhere, but that's another 2 Cinder spent that I'm not sure was... it's not sure it's going to achieve that much. It does mean Esley can get around something else if they play a 2-drop. But I think with Shrapnel here, we can probably just deploy onto this with something and gain our 2 Cinder back.
Look who's in charge now.
Ah, so they've got their Rickety. Okay. So what's this plan going to be? So we can actually into the breach our Rickety, move it over here, put invulnerable on it.
Ugh, someone else wants to go and
Yeah, so this is all fine. And they could hit. Do they still have a shot left? No. Okay. So it's down to Maximus to do anything useful at all. Let's see what they can manage.
Beats being in a
So this is just a kill. Can't quite get onto that this turn. So maybe we still have to go defensive on that front.
My dad would not approve.
So if we move over here, I think is where we want to go with Astra. We're going to
Wake
into the
up
breach
and
ourselves
smell the cinder.
a Rickety Backfire.
Are you with us?
We can go to, I'd say, here. Gain Cinder.
Fun.
Let's put Deadeye onto this.
Keep them in your sights.
Let's bring Shrapnel up here to go for... Okay, so we can do so, but we just need to... In Nano Shield over here. Try and kill their Rickety first. We do explode, that's perfect. So we can shotgun this for 100. That's out of range anyway, so we just shotgun here.
Barry likes you.
Got our ranges out. Okay, perfect. I think they knew that we were just really creeping away with value there. So Rickety being able to take out another entire unit was perfect. The Nano Shield meant we could do it again next turn. We could potentially even play Taria, get the rapid fire going. So this list has gone really well so far. We'll see if we can get one last game in and make it a nice and quick one. And then we can... Oh, we go straight away, so I'm hoping it's Mori 4C again, but it would be nice if it was a bit of variety, but Mori 4C is a good opponent. It's someone that I've played against in multiple videos in the past and that sort of thing, so being able to do that would be an interesting game again. I love this map. It's just so different to the others.
My objective
Okay, we're
is
against
my
an Extilior, so who are we against this time? We need to look for our assists, so... Let's go Stasis Nano Shield. It's quite good into an Extilior. You can stun him one turn, you can like shield yourself the other. Makes it very hard for them to finish you off. We're against FAB, so it's a level 0 player, so this is going to be someone who's a little bit newer to the game. And what we're going to do is we're just going to move over here, take a 0% pot shot apparently, place a Cinder Orb back here, and pass it in. I think if I remember rightly, that was the sort of the confirmation code from Thunderbirds was FAB. Okay, they played a Maximus, that's fine. Move towards us, yep. All pretty standard, so we take our pot shot. We missed, of course. And then I think here, we probably just want to start once again with a Shrapnel. So we want to be out of range of their Extilior and just placing Shrapnel as far forward as possible.
It's their
Here's
special
somewhere
day.
we could go for something like an Axl Pyro and an orb, or like a Deadeye and an orb, or something like that. But having this option here with the armoured unit, being able to be defensive against both of these with stun and invulnerable coming up in the future, this does put us in a better spot. It means there's a good chance we might even be able to get a hit onto Maximus later on. And depending on where they deploy, we could get good AoE as well. So this feels like it could be a Beatrice. I'm half expecting... Oh, it's Crankbait. Okay. I was going to say I'm half expecting them to run forward with one and back with another, but...
Tossing them out.
What's the best angle we've got here? So... None of these feel great, but we might as well go for the one where we can get the best chance of hitting 2 units, which should be here. Okay, we did. That was excellent. Just what we wanted to see.
Good ammo.
And then I think what we need to do here is start chipping away at Maximus while getting prepared to play another hasty unit next turn. So we'll bring out Deadeye for now. We're actually going to put Deadeye... We'll put Deadeye behind here. And a Cinder Orb further back as well. Because this way they can't pull Deadeye towards him with Crankbait. So Crankbait is obviously going to be
This is my
a utility
jam.
choice here. Escape hatch. Is it something that's going to nearly die? It is a nearly dead Furia. Furia is going to be down to 2 before this turn even starts, and we're going to be sending a Shrapnel at their face. So I think that's a bit of an issue on our opponent's front. I do think Escape Hatch is much more balanced now than it used to be, which is always good. But I think our opponent, yes, another sort of a new player issue is not quite understanding how the armour works, going for these damages over and over again when they could just be shooting Astra and potentially getting refreshed movement. And they've also just positioned themselves out of range here as well, so again another 0 damage, and what we can do this turn is potentially position to hit 2 units at once, but we most want to hit the Furia, so it could even just be sending Deadeye around. Ah, okay, Escape Hatch Lifeline. So this is a combo that I know of. It's a really interesting combo because it just sort of it mitigates the downside of one of the big, well, but the downside of Escape Hatch basically. Escape Hatch isn't something that people are particularly keen on playing into a lot of the time. Alright, what can we do here that could be fun? So, Deadeye is going to just take a shot somewhere. 36% onto max is the best we got. But we've got 6 Cinder. So I think this might even be just a haste Rickety and play Taria situation. So we'll just take this, which means actually we can Ozos here. We got the hit, perfect. Can we go here? We can take Astra's shot just in case this helps. It does.
Wake up and
There we
smell
go. So
the
we can
cinder.
haste Rickety.
Get in the
We can
game.
nano shield Rickety.
A little help.
Put him right in the middle here, and try and blow up with this.
Come on, I'm having
wait,
fun.
Mike.
Okay, we didn't manage to get that part, but I mean, do we just grow a Cinder back here? No, that's a bit of a risk. Let's just pass the turn here. We're in a good spot. We can haste Taria next turn and just go for full damage onto Extilior. It might have even been right just to send this at Extilior. I was really hoping we'd explode here to take out Furia, so we didn't have to worry about losing our Shrapnel, but it is what it is. Okay, so yeah, so they could just Furia the Shrapnel. But what I think we're going to do here is try and use Astra and Taria to take out Furia if they don't shoot us. Oh no, OP!
Is this a toy?
Oh, poor opponent. Well, now I feel like the game's just pretty much over. They've just spent their biggest utility tool
What a lovely selection.
to shoot straight into our invulnerable. Yeah, opponent hasn't realised that he got invulnerable till the next turn.
Not a waste.
So
Good
here
ammo.
we're going to into the
We need your
breach.
expertise.
We're going to play Taria.
Are you with us?
We're going to seize initiative onto Rickety. Going to bring Rickety over here, and we're going to just start going all in on Extilior. So maybe we get the 12 damage. So we've got 3, 6, 9. We do get the full 12.
I got work
Which
tomorrow.
gives us a solid enough reason to just block this exit off and shoot. Got a crit as well. We've got a big hit waiting here. We'll just shoot this. And I believe Astra has an attack 28%. Taria still as well? Yeah, we've got this guaranteed. So there we go. 100% with the crit to finish. That was a really unfair turn for our opponent, so FAB, if you're watching this at any point, I'm very, very sorry. It's not something fun to have done to you when you're a new player, but you didn't play badly by any means. It's very clear that you were using, you know, the beginner list. I noticed all the sort of nuts and bolts characters in there, so apologies for that. Not just trying to stomp the new players. Would really love you to carry on playing, because I think this is a great game and it'd be great to have more community in it. All in all, the list performed pretty well. I actually think this is an upgrade. We didn't use Axl Pyro much, but it feels like there were more options where I wanted to use him over Chuck and Co. So all in all, really, really happy with this. I'm going to be playing a little bit more of this, I think, in future. If we get a ladder at any point, if the meta hadn't changed by then, this is one of the things I'd be considering playing in a ladder at the moment. Is, you know, something with an aggressive early start. It's got a lot of firepower. It's got some endgame capabilities. I think it's a really, really good list. So recommend this to players if you're looking for something to try out with Astra. If you've enjoyed the video, please hit that subscribe button. Again, I know I say it all the time, but it really does help. Pop a like on the video and just let me know if you think this is something you'd want to try out. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, have a good day.